listening to Movie Reviews and More with Brian Sebastian, only on LA Talk Radio.
Here we are. It's Tuesday, August 15th. And this is the first time I've done an all-music show because I'm a movie whore, as everybody knows. But I had to do this. I had to bring a bunch of people together, a bunch of friends that I'd like to see perform.
He just said
that
the
I'd like to
W
go
word.
out. Yes, I said it, and I didn't stutter when I said it either. But I wanted to do music. I wanted to bring more in because all of a sudden people keep asking me, why don't you have more music guests on here? So I said, okay, I challenge you, and I will. So I did. So this week's co-host, you know her, you've seen him before, Victoria Renee Plummer.
Hello.
We have Lamor Compton.
What's up, what's up?
And we have Sarah Dashew.
Hi.
And the reason I wanted to bring everybody together because they have great things. They're great performers, and they have what you call chutzpah. They do. They do. They do. I knew she would like that.
I'm pretty sure that was a reference to the curly hair conversation that was going on just before we came on the air. But right on, you
know
pulled that
what?
off.
Let's do this. Let's start with Miss Big Mouth over here, Sarah. Let's start with her. I'll tell you why I like Sarah. I loved her band. I saw her at Island 32s in, it's not Burbank, California.
It's Van Nuys. Let's
well,
just call it what it is.
I call it Sherman Oaks. It's in Sherman Oaks, California. It's a great dive bar. But I saw her band playing there, and I really liked it. And before I left, I wanted to go and say hi and make sure I got her number and all stuff like that because good acts are hard to find. Mm-hmm. You see, I mean, it's not easy to perform here in Los Angeles. We have everything here, but not everybody comes out to support. Right?
Very true. Very true. It's
Talk
a challenging
about that.
live music town. Talk about it. Ready, go. Well, let's see. I cut my musical teeth in Austin, Texas, which, as most people know, is a very well-known live music town. And so when I moved back to Los Angeles, I was born here, but I didn't grow up here. When I moved back in the early 2000s, it was something of a culture shock. Because it's a huge city and it's an industry town, it's a business town, but it's not a live music town. And I got tired really quickly of the whole, it feels a little bit like a popularity contest where you're begging your friends to come out, and if you've got a celebrity who likes you, then everybody wants to come just in case the celebrity comes, or so it's it can be a challenging place, which is one reason why I love playing places like Ireland's 32, where you can play the whole night and it's a real band situation and you're just in it to ring it all out. Get sweaty, get healed.
Kind of feels like going out to go see a live show in Los Angeles. People don't really go out unless it's for work. Like you build your business during the day, or you work during the day, you do business during the day, you build your business after hours. So people go out if, like you said, if there's a celebrity that's or some sort of a reason. So when that's not like a guaranteed thing, people, I feel like they never go out, or it's not like a fun thing anymore because it's always work.
Well, see, that's the challenge, though. I don't want to go out and to see a celebrity. I have to interview them. That's why I like going to a dive bar where I don't know anybody.
Right.
That's fun. Lamar, you ever played in a dive bar before?
No, I haven't. Not yet.
It is fun. It is fun. You'll meet some lifelong fans, people that really want more.
Lamar, you look nervous. It's
no,
okay,
I'm not.
He's like, I'm just
listening.
good,
I'm just taking it all in.
I'm cool with the industry.
Feisty
No,
over
I just
here on the right.
I never did the dive bar. 'Cause, I'm fairly new on the music scene, and I started already like performing in front of a lot of people because I opened up for major artists. But I have been to a dive bar and saw the performers, and it is a more intimate, and you feel the music more. Also, you kind of, I don't know, just a different type of energy, especially from the performer too.
And you were just performing a couple weeks ago. Talk about that.
I just had a show at the whistle. I just had a show at the Nokia Theater in downtown LA with Jeremiah. So it was a pretty big show. Yeah, it was my daughter's birthday, so I kind of
I saw that.
Yeah, I missed her birthday, but she just turned 1. Yeah.
So
Great crowd reaction when singing happy birthday.
Yeah, I had the whole crowd wish her a happy birthday. Something for her to see, when she gets older, like, oh, Daddy did that for me,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, the crowd, it was nice. Jeremiah, he's a big R&B singer right now, so it was a lot of people there. It was pretty dope. I enjoyed myself.
What was the venue? Where were you?
Nokia Theater. They call it the Novo. Yeah, it's like right there at LA Live. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Victoria, you got stuff coming up. What's happening?
I do. I have a single that's coming out September 1st called A Better Tomorrow. And it's, it's yeah. We do need that. And actually the proceeds are going to St. Jude Children's Hospital. So go to iTunes, buy the song, help kids get better, jam out. Everybody wins.
Talk about your tour. What states?
Okay, so I'm leaving to go actually perform at a St. Jude event in Memphis on I leave September 26th. I think my first
birthday.
performance, his birthday. My first performance is on the 30th, and then I go to Graceland, and then I'm going to Nashville and performing at the Women in Film and Television,
which is an honor for you.
There's going to be a lot of really cool people there, and I'm super excited to perform in front of them.
And Sarah, you just finished coming out of the studio. Yes, you did.
That is very true.
And I actually heard the song. I actually heard the song. I listened to it. I listened to it twice today and once yesterday. It's really nice. Talk about that.
Nice. I'm not going for nice.
It was really good.
No,
I
mean what I mean is thank you.
I'll tell you what I liked.
Okay.
I heard instruments. I really could hear that.
Organic
that
instruments?
To me was
we
really
played
good.
them. Yeah. We played it live in one take.
Did you really?
No way.
Yes, I did. That's what playing the 4-hour
It's like that
sets
sometimes.
at Ireland's will get you.
That's impressive.
Also playing with, amazing musicians who...
Talk
that's
about
what
some of
they
your
do.
bandmates.
Well, they're all scrubs.
They're the worst. We don't even like each other.
They're fantastic, and we're definitely a little band of brothers and sister. So let's see. Danny Levin is the trumpet player. He also plays lead guitar and keys on occasion, and yowls backing vocals. And he's extraordinarily talented. He's a composer and blues jazz musician, and he's been on all kinds of records, and he's amazing. I call him my lieutenant. And then Michael Valers is the drummer, who is lovely and fabulously talented and insanely tall. And he has a huge afro, which makes him even taller. So he's like 7'4" with the afro.
Just Goliath.
Yeah. And then
like it.
Ethan Phillips is the bass player, who's also just an incredible guy. And Simeon Shig, when he's in town, does keys.
That's such
Is
a
this-
cool name.
Well,
Simeon
is this
Shig.
the same band that I'm seeing, or
Yes.
Okay,
That
all
is
right.
the same
I
band
have
that
to
you
say
see.
this. Really, really impressive. The keyboard player.
Yeah.
He plays what?
Well,
2,
he
3
grew up-
instruments.
No, you're thinking of Danny.
The bass player.
No, the trumpet.
Oh, that's
When
right. Yes,
you
yes.
saw him. So Danny moves around when Simeon's not in town, and
Okay.
he plays keys, he plays lead guitar, and he plays trumpet.
That's cool.
And which is why I call him the lieutenant. Yeah. So he's
Well, the
annoyingly
reason why I
talented.
like that is it's really, really impressive to see that. I'm like, usually you're lucky if someone plays one instrument.
And
these
he does
days.
the backing vocals sometimes, you said, right?
yeah. Yeah.
So this
That's
guy's a real
impressive.
musician. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the midst of, he will occasionally have a trumpet in one hand and a guitar slung over. And
Exactly.
Be playing
Yeah.
keys with his
He
right.
really doesn't know anything about
Yeah.
music, obviously.
He's not. He's just he's a scrub. What can I say?
Well, that was one of the reasons why I like the band, because you had talent. You got to have talent to do it. You just can't do that. I know from drum and bugle corps, you just don't pick up something like that.
No, you don't. I mean, listen, we've all been doing it a long time. So there's something to be said for experience and earning the lines around your eyes.
I like it.
Well, yeah, but your eyes look good.
Well, thank you very
Yes,
much.
beautiful.
Hopefully they're still clear.
And tell the fans how they can go and purchase this.
Well, right now, so I'm a huge proponent of streaming. I have to say, I believe in it. I believe it's the future. I believe that more people do it, the better the royalty rates will end up being.
Yeah.
I think it's ridiculous to try to go back to the past. Frankly, I think the CD era was a blip in recorded history.
Yeah.
Musicians never used to make money. We shouldn't be getting into it in the hopes of getting rich. It was the MTV era was like a huge anomaly, I think. That said, I have been blessed enough to make my living doing music for a long time, and then sort of bounced around to a few different things in the last 5 or 6 years. But I digress. The point is that I think there's a huge future in music for live performance, and that desire for human connection and tangible
That's good to know that.
Right.
experience. And I think that it's only going to blossom more and more as people get thirsty for that. So play the song as much as you want. The lyric video is out on YouTube now.
Shattered, right?
It's called Shattered, and my name is Sarah Dashew, and it's Sarah with an H, and Dashew is like cashew with a D. And you think of nuts, you think of me. And
that's true.
And then the single is going to be out on iTunes and Deezer and Spotify and all
Apple
Amazon
Music.
and Apple, every single one that you can think of, and I'm sure some that haven't even been invented yet, and it should be out in the next week or so.
Yeah.
With more coming soon. So.
Lamor,
Yes.
what platforms do you like? And when you were performing, were they buying it at the venues?
I do a lot digital now. Like my first project, Midnight, I did do like the CDs and stuff, but I got a lot more, I guess, more from the digital aspect of it, like from the iTunes and the Spotify, SoundCloud.
Was it an album? Sorry for
Yes.
interrupting. It was an
a
album.
whole project, yes. So, yeah, even my recent project that I released, I just did all digital. So,
Talk about how you record. What's your process?
it's funny. When I record, I freestyle a lot of my music.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't really write. It's
Do it right.
Well, you are going to do it. You just didn't know. Let me hear some.
You want me to freestyle right now?
Absolutely.
I need like a beat or something. I need.
Sorry.
Oh, we
I
want
can't-
the rap?
Victoria,
I'm
give
glad
me
you
a beat.
did. I wasn't going to do it.
Victoria, get you some.
I'm on the spot. You gotta. I don't know. I gotta.
the
feel
last time I
vibe.
did
How to
something
make
like
a
this with
beat.
someone, it was in front of Simon Cowell.
Uh-huh.
Oh, my.
Yeah. Try to put my sexy voice on.
My
Uh-oh,
knuckles
here it
hurt.
comes.
My
Oh,
knuckles
you have
hurt.
me, you have
My
me.
knuckles hurt.
Yeah.
There, that works.
Okay, yeah. There we go. I'm feeling this. Yo, I said I wake up in the morning. I love laying next to you. You bring me energy. Girl, you made me feel so brand new. Everything about you made me feel so right. I can't complain, girl. You're one of a kind. Never knew I ever meet someone like you. No. Yeah.
Nice.
Victoria?
I noticed Victoria dropped out pretty quick.
Sorry, my knuckles started hurting. I didn't realize how hard it was to make physical beats.
Oh yeah.
It's not my forte.
We
Well,
used to
what
do
is
it on
your
the playground.
forte?
My forte, I mean, just singing, performing live is my forte. That's my bread and butter. That's where I like to live. There's just something about singing live where you're just you kind of feel the chemistry of the people that are in front of you.
Yeah.
Even when the lights, when you're on a really big stage, the lights are so bright that you can't see your hand in front of your face, but you can still feel people, you know, and it's just like, oh, there's something there that when you're in the actual studio, it's hard to, you're in a box and there's a glass and then there's people and you're like, what are you guys saying? Do you like it? Like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't really know. Do you like it?
Yeah.
Is it good? Do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? You know, it's just needy artists.
Well, it's
but
also play with your head, too. That's,
Yeah,
it's like that
yeah.
for voiceovers also.
Right. And then beyond that, vocally, still, you can kind of play with that, and like sometimes you get in the moment and you hit notes you didn't even know you could hit. It just comes out of you, and you're just like, I just blacked out. What just happened? Like, that was magic. We call them magical musical moments, and it just feels really good.
So when you sing A Better Tomorrow, how do you sing it?
What do you mean?
Meaning, I want you to sing it now.
Really?
Absolutely.
Is this the new single?
Yeah. No track, nothing?
No
Nothing.
pressure.
He's putting
All
everyone
right.
on the spot today.
Nothing.
Okay.
You guys are singers.
I'll start from
Show me
the,
something.
I'll start from the bridge because I don't know where else to.
Okay.
We share this place, we all belong. Like the way till dark is gone. Walking away still means you're strong. Rise above, hope isn't gone. We have to restore this planet so teach us something more than what we know. better tomorrow.
I love that song.
Oh, girl, you can sign.
Oh,
Now, talk about when you sang it at the Hollywood Film Festival in front of the audience connected to the movie. Edie Hand, stop.
yes, that was so much fun. I actually sang at the Chinese theater, which was not something you usually see at the Chinese theater because it's for movies. But when you kind of incorporate live music and movies, it was just a really unique experience. And A Better Tomorrow was featured in The Last Ride by Edie Hand. It was a documentary made about her life and seeing light and darkness, and it was a really beautiful story. So I was so honored to be able to perform live in front of her and B, everybody that came to watch the show and be inspired and future filmmakers and people who already are in the industry and making movies and making music. And it was just a really awesome experience.
And you have to talk about where Edie comes from and the relations to Elvis Presley.
Right. So Edie...
A wonderful woman.
So Edie Hand is first cousins with Elvis Presley. They grew up together, and she was with him in his prime on tour. She's got really, really, really funny, crazy stories that no one knows about, except her and her friends and me. There's probably some I don't know.
I gotta say this. I like the fact that she used to make Elvis those sandwiches, the peanut butter sandwiches, whatever it was.
I don't know that family that I'm marrying into, by the way, but that family makes the fun. She made us chocolate gravy and biscuits. Have you guys even heard of that?
No.
It's literally the best thing I've ever tasted in my life.
Wait.
Diabetes on a plate.
Yeah. Oh, it was, but like diabetes can't be that bad. I'm sorry.
So chocolate gravy and biscuits.
Yeah.
So you put
it's
all
biscuits and gravy, but the gravy's chocolate, and it's amazing.
I heard it was good.
She actually has a cookbook that was a bestseller.
Yes.
And it was everybody. It was all celebrities. So, just a gazillion. I don't even know where to begin. A lot. Phyllis Diller, like a bunch of people. They would put their family recipes.
What an amazing person to shout out for the cookbook. Phyllis Diller.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I got that from Edie. She did Phyllis Diller for Phyllis Diller. Link was so embarrassed. He was like, "Mom, are you kidding me? Don't do anything stupid." Story of his life. She's a very over-the-top woman. But yeah, she did a bunch of celebrities.
And she's a cancer survivor.
4 times.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
4 times cancer survivor, yeah. So The Last Ride is sort of her way of kind of giving back to the world, like, hey, it's bad right now, but it can get better, and you can use your test to make a testimony.
And where can people get it?
The Last Ride.
Better Tomorrow.
A Better Tomorrow is going to be on iTunes September 1st and all streaming platforms. Apple Music, Pandora, Spotify, all that fun stuff.
Good job.
Sarah, when you were traveling in Europe, you were talking about, before we went on live, going to Europe. Revisit that story, because that's interesting.
Well, about touring in Europe for music. Going to Europe is fairly easy. Talk about that. How do you do that? No, well, we were comparing stories before we went live about the experience of the way we've been received in Western Europe. For me specifically, Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Italy, those were the main ones.
Almost the same for me. Almost, yeah.
And how fantastic it is, because the promoters over there and the audiences and everybody involved in the music really tend to respect it as an art and respect the artist as artist, which is not something that is as at every level, at the independent level, at the smaller level, as common in the United States.
No.
You tend to be treated more like the staff.
They receive you with open arms, and they're willing to listen to who you are, despite how many.
Man, does that make it fun?
Yeah, it doesn't it?
If
you like the music, then you like the music, regardless of where they've been or what they've done or anything. Yeah.
And it makes you want to really give it
everything.
I haven't even toured in Europe, but I get a lot of feedback from Europe, like Amsterdam, Russia, Germany. They send me like messages all the
That's
time.
interesting.
Like, yeah, we love your music.
On Instagram or just
on Instagram, SoundCloud,
That's good.
everywhere.
How many followers do you have? I'm just kidding.
We're going to get into that too.
You missed the whole conversation before the show.
All right.
We don't care.
If I remember, you've got 7K on Twitter.
Yeah, 7K.
I know your numbers.
7K on Twitter. I think 17 on Instagram.
I have like 17.
And Facebook. I don't
zeros.
I don't really.
Just 17 flat.
17. I'm super.
Well, here's the thing.
She doesn't promote herself.
Hey.
Well, she's going
fantastic.
She is fantastic.
But she's just not, and I respect that. I like people who aren't like, hi, my name's Sarah. Follow me here.
You got my voice down.
She talks like this. She's a valley girl. Jen.
With 2 N's.
No, but that's why I go
artist.
see her, because to me she's low key, and this is this great band, because I marched in a drum and bugle corps, so for me it's all about instruments, which is a lost art in schools, and I hate that. That's why I champion DCI, drum and bugle corps, because if you're not teaching anybody how to pick up an instrument, then that's not good. and I get on rappers about that. Yeah, you may be able to rap, but what else can you play? Prince played 23 instruments.
Prince was an artist.
We only had
Prince
one.
was
And
amazing.
is now a Pantone color. Did you guys hear about that?
What?
No.
Purple. Prince Purple is now a Pantone color, which is amazing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
how many
23
people are a
instruments
color?
and a Pantone color.
Now think about it. And then all the artists that he created, things like that. I look at your band as being one of those that's out there that needs more recognition. And that's why I like to support things
Well,
like
from
that.
your lips to God's ears, honey. I didn't say I'm not into promotion. I just said it doesn't come naturally to me.
Well,
I'm super
but
happy
that's
for
why I wanted to
everybody else
hear.
to
It's a
do it.
great band.
Right.
When you go to Europe, you're going to have fun.
Oh, you know what's so funny? Yeah. I've never performed in Europe, but I can already imagine, because I've been to Europe before. I went to go visit, and this was before I actually started doing music, and they were treating me like I was Michael Jackson over there. It was crazy.
What did you go for?
I went to go visit my aunt and to visit my best friend. And my aunt and best friend, they live in Spain. So I remember going to this club.
What part? You go to Barcelona?
My aunt lives in Barcelona.
Okay.
My friend lives in Madrid. Okay, so we went to some club in Madrid. I don't remember the name, but it was huge. And so it was like an EDM night or something like that. So had a little bit to drink, so I'll go up there.
Of course you did. How many women did you pick up? Oh, okay.
So I go on stage, and it's crazy. Like, I guess I ended up being up there by myself with the DJ. And I took my shirt off and everything. And so the whole club, though, they start going crazy like I'm just some kind of performer.
Because you were that crazy American.
You took your shirt off. Everybody went crazy the last time I took my shirt off.
Yeah,
It was
it's so
like
weird.
crazy.
Why are you guys looking at me? Just like tits
But
out.
just the reaction out there is just so different, especially like you said,
peacocking.
when you say you're from America, you're from
Yeah.
Cali or Hollywood, their eyes just get bright,
Yeah.
like, oh my God, you're a celebrity.
Absolutely.
So I can only imagine you guys.
I
with
do
the
have to
music,
say
you know?
this too. It is definitely different when you travel as a black man. See, I've traveled the world as a black male by myself. It is wild.
Yeah.
Let's see.
In what way?
Because first of all, they don't expect you to be there outside of music or movie.
Right.
for
Really?
one. Yeah. So I've gone as a performer in a orchestra jazz band. In a high school, we went to Europe because we were great of what we were doing. It was like the best. We were there for 22 days. So we went to Austria, Germany,
Germany
Switzerland, France.
Switzerland's
It
my
was
favorite.
great. And performing, this is the first time I have to say it's an honor till this day to perform the Stars and Stripes. And I felt it in a castle in Austria.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was like, I understand what it's like to be an American and have that spirit come. And you guys are singers, so I don't know what that's like because I'm a drummer, but I can feel what that's like. And it was like so emotional. I was like, oh, I get it.
Oh, yeah.
But they really respect a black male who's there, and it's really interesting. When I went to Australia, following me down the street, can I touch your skin?
Yes, that was the part that got me. I was walking around and people kept coming up to me and like grabbing my muscles, like
What?
what?
Oh, yeah.
Are you real? Like it's crazy.
Wait, where were you again?
I was in
Australia.
What
This
year
happened
was
in
this?
Germany. This
happened in
this
Germany?
was
See,
only probably like
you guys
5
don't know
years
this.
ago.
Wait, you guys, were you?
I was in
you
Germany.
weren't offended or
No,
anything?
it was more interesting because I can't even explain it. You just have to like.
I mean, I'm glad you
experience
weren't,
it.
because I think people get offended.
Well,
way
this
too
is why I
generously,
tell
but-
people,
Yeah.
you know, unless you travel outside the U.S. as a minority or even a woman, it's a very interesting. Not in a band, that's a completely
Okay.
different thing.
Oh, no,
they
I've
look
had
at you
it-
differently.
I have.
You could probably relate
Well,
to this, Sarah, right?
When I was, my dad is a boat designer, so I spent 7 years sailing around the world when I was a kid.
Cool.
And
You've
I
done
was really
everything, huh?
blonde when I was. Yes. So anyway, I'm just kidding. So I was a blonde, fair-skinned, curly-headed kid, and we were in Bali. We were in Indonesia,
Wow.
and this was
cool.
in the. A while ago, and so there weren't tons of tourists, and we were walking down the street, and I hated it because the Indonesian women had never seen a blonde person
Yep.
before, and they wouldn't ask. They wouldn't. I was about 6 years old. They would just start pinching my cheeks and pick me up, and "Are you real? Are you real?" And I.
Probably looked like a porcelain
it.
doll.
No, I didn't. I looked like a boy, really, but I mean, you know, probably a cute boy, but I didn't look like I've never been a porcelain doll. So anyway, but it's that thing. It's that there's nobody's asking permission. Nobody's, and you feel. It's different than being objectified, and it's different than being threatened. It's just uncomfortable,
Right.
and and it doesn't come from any kind of malice. It comes from
Right.
curiosity. It comes
Yes.
from. It's better than being afraid of the unknown, which
Right.
is part of our issues today, I think. But we don't have to go there. But yeah, it's a strange thing. So I can
Yeah.
imagine
Yeah, it
and
was
doing it as a
interesting.
grown up is.
Wow.
And when you go somewhere as a woman by yourself, you just get into the whole like, am I going to be raped or not? That's its own thing, whatever. But I mean,
There,
my
there,
God,
and this is where I
that's
decided.
not so. I mean, well,
there's
look, it's
so
true.
many,
If you're
but there's
traveling
so
by
many
yourself,
great
if you're-
people
yeah.
around the world that just want to. They're all into love and peace, which is great. They are out there. And also, I was in London. And I put on a private party. Yes, one of my parties. And then what happened?
Who did he say that to? I mean, he just like,
Because they
yes,
know.
one of my parties.
But it was one of those things where I
I'm terrified.
well, here's the thing. People say the most beautiful women are in the U.S. That's not true.
No.
They're all around the world.
Yeah.
So when I was in London, it hit me. There's just beautiful women all over the world, not in one particular country. That's where I got it from.
You
And
didn't
again-
notice that most supermodels have really heavy accents?
Yeah.
I'm
But
just
you
kidding.
know.
Yeah,
yeah.
no, there's beautiful women everywhere, of course.
But it took me as that single black male to travel outside the
you
U.S.
needed to see
get
it for
that.
yourself.
Yes,
Mhm.
that's where I look.
They're beautiful in different ways, which I like. Like I can almost spot a European a mile away. It's just the way their faces or their eyebrows. Like I guess they never went through that like 1999 like Pamela Anderson vibe.
Oh yeah.
I feel like we're risking making huge generalizations here about like entire populations.
Yeah,
At the
true.
risk of sounding like I'm vaguely politically correct, I would just want to posit that there are really beautiful people in general, and that what makes someone beautiful is usually a little bit more to do than just DNA.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I meant.
And then
Yeah.
sidestep.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, we're just joking, but it's nonetheless it's just a different type of beautiful. Like the people in LA sometimes
It's a different energy.
They're
Yeah.
Let's put it
Yeah,
that way.
they have, like,
It's
a
different
different-
And the reason
the
I
things
said
that
that,
they do are different.
when I first went in 1980 and then I went back, I called it the hell with it tour. I was tired of doing interviews. I was supposed to do something with a celebrity. I said, I'm not doing it. I took off. I got rid of my car. I sold my apartment, and I just went to Europe for I went for a month. I just needed to get away. So I was people watching. And I'm like, wow, this is great. There's more than outside the business than where I am. That's when it hit me. So it was that respect of those other countries and those cultures.
So you're talking more about realizing that the world is a big place. And that
Yes.
there's value and
Yes,
interest
exactly.
there in general, as
Uh-huh.
opposed to just women are beautiful everywhere.
No, I don't look at it like that. No, I go by
Just
feeling.
checking.
I go by feeling. best place for you, the tour so far that you experienced, and why?
Wow. To be honest with you, when I was
What, you were lying the whole time?
Now I'm being honest. This is the first time in this interview. But no, I was doing 2 shows a day, and it was a lot at once. I really loved Switzerland. It just was something about Switzerland I just felt like I was in The Sound of Music in the real life. It was so green. There were just waterfalls all over. The people were lovely.
I heard it's like the happiest place on earth.
It's the happiest, and it's so safe.
It's beautiful.
But at the same time,
Fresh air.
don't you just feel a little bit worried that if you accidentally drop a gum wrapper, you're going to get arrested?
That's true.
Good point.
It's like
very
so
clean.
manicured.
Yeah, it's very, very well manicured. Yeah, that was really fun. I really liked, was I in Italy? I think I was in Italy, and we went out, we went out dancing, and the DJs, what they would play was not at all what they play in the United States. I mean, they didn't have a formula that they followed necessarily. It was just, I like this song and I like this song, and this is what I will play next, which I thought was amazing. And I kind of wish that we would follow suit in that.
It's politics over here, though.
It's politics, right. Right. And it was very freeing. The people were just, again, really receptive and like welcoming and just full of just love.
Lamor, so far?
I actually had the opportunity to go on tour with Bone Thugs about 1.5 years ago. And it was different. I didn't even have to go out of the country to kind of see how different things were. My favorite place or favorite experience would probably be, it was Arizona.
Really?
Yeah.
You remember what part?
No, not exactly. I think it was by Scottsdale.
Okay.
But
why was it interesting?
it was just the energy from the crowd. Everyone was so receptive there, and I don't know, it was just different. Like everywhere is different from Cali. I feel like I said before, Cali is it's a lot of politics, and it's about how many followers you have and who looks the best, you know.
Yeah.
But when you tour, like I said, you don't even have to travel outside of the U.S. to experience a difference. You know, you could go anywhere, Texas, you know, or we went to Montana. It was crazy over there. Just the love.
You've been to Montana? Wow, that's impressive.
We went to, where else? Chicago. It was love in Chicago. It's just different, you know. But yeah.
Sarah?
What's the question?
She needs her coffee. Favorite place to tour and why?
Favorite place to tour and why? I feel like that's if you could only have one food for the rest of your life, right?
French fries.
Doesn't it change always?
It does always change.
I'm going to talk about two different instances just to illustrate how different it is when you're alive and present playing music. So one was a long time ago. I guess this was summer of 2001. Playing in the ruins of a medieval fortress in northern Italy with a band. And we were opening for Michelle Schacht, who was, for you youngins who don't know who she is, she's an alt-folk, crazy, quite famous for a long time, singer-songwriter. Okay. And she had some issues, and she started panicking. We were opening for her, and she started panicking before she went on stage and left and went wandering the streets of this medieval town.
What kind of issues did she have?
The promoters, I'm not going there. So the promoters, we're on stage and we finished our set, and it's this unbelievable, I mean, you can't imagine the setting. probably
Was it the sound?
2,000 people. No, 2,000 people in the field. No, the sound was terrible. It was like bad acoustics. You're in a field. It's a summer festival, whatever. But everybody was just in it, and we're looking to the side because we're supposed to leave because the headliner's coming on, and the promoter's going like this because they can't find her.
Wow.
You know? And so we kept playing and we kept playing and we kept playing, and they didn't care. The people and then when they did find her, she was furious and didn't want to go on because the people actually liked us.
Yes, of course.
And so then she didn't
That's
want to go on at
awkward.
all. But eventually she did, and it was fine. But it was that thing where it was so unexpected. Like, you've been given this treat, you've been given this extra gift, and everyone went with it. And everybody just kind of danced the dance, and it worked out fine.
Good.
The
great.
second thing was a couple months ago when I was playing at Ireland's 32, and we had to drag all our backup in and all of our instruments, and something happened. I had written this song that I've just put out the night before. The guys didn't rehearse it. There were probably I did it in the third set, so there were probably 7 very, very drunk people, regulars left. And a couple friends and my partner. And I just turned to the guys and I said, okay, well, I sent you this iPhone demo yesterday. Let's give it a shot. So we start playing it. And it was, you called it a magical musical moment. I call it plugging into the navel of the universe, where you just connect to this. It's the primordial thing within all of us, right? It's why we're here, or why we want to be here.
Right.
Where it just was a religious experience, and I was crying, and the song is called Shattered, and it's this way for me to access the gut, the roar that we so rarely allow ourselves to access, if ever, that I'm working really hard on accessing more and more. And every single person in the band did it. And the 8 drunk people turned from the stools on the bar and started yelling and experiencing it, right, with you. And it was the first time I'd ever played it ever in my entire life since I'd written it 24 hours before. And it was this thing. And everybody who was there knew it. And it would never happen again. And it didn't matter. It was, Van Nuys. It was Ireland's 32, which is a lovely place. But it wasn't Switzerland. It wasn't Italy. It wasn't the ruins of medieval castle.
It didn't matter. It was the place.
Those are my 2 favorite things today.
When it
Can you sing a little bit of Shattered?
Yeah.
Well, it starts. It's about our lives and how the world is reflected through our lives and vice versa. So it starts with maybe a familiar line where it says, "Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light all the bombs that keep dropping, all the targets in sight? Well, take charge and take cover. There's nothing you could have done, 'cause nobody listens, everybody runs."
I'll tell you what's interesting about that is I'm not a lyrics guy. I listen to the beat first. When it comes to you singing, I listen to the lyrics.
Yeah.
And
That's
that does
amazing.
something to me.
Singer-songwriter vibe, like, definitely. That's funny that you mentioned that, because
And a lot of guys do too.
No, it's like in most people, almost anyone who plays music, any instrument, they listen to the beat first.
Yeah.
But vocalists always listen to vocals first.
Absolutely.
Always.
Yeah.
Where like there's instruments in this song I didn't know.
I had an argument with someone the other day about it's if the beat, because I used to be assistant program director, so I had to pick those songs, and I picked the right
beats
songs.
are important.
They absolutely
But here's the
are.
thing:
But
if I didn't catch that beat, right away on a 12-inch, when 12 inches were around, it wasn't going to get played. I knew, because it was about dancing at that point.
Yeah.
It's the same thing for movies. You're supposed to only watch 10, 20 minutes. Well, everybody knows I watched the whole movie, because you could be at the end of that film and your performance could be key to that. But the movie may just suck. But still, it's about that performance and finding that thing. That's why.
Right. But it's just what you go for first.
Yeah.
but it's just interesting that was actually like a statistic that was brought up to me because I was like, oh my God, you're right.
But even as time
so
goes
important.
by,
the beat is
I
so
start
important.
to listen to the lyrics. Like my favorite song, and it shocks people, is "Ain't Talking About Love" by Van Halen. Now, I know there's not another black guy that's their favorite song. I know that because I've talked to David Lee Roth and Eddie about this. You got to write another song like this.
I'm joking.
No, that's my favorite song. My 3 favorite songs are "Ain't Talking About Love," Van Halen, "Let Me Go Rock and Roll" by Kiss, and "Hey Jude" by the Beatles.
Love that
No
song.
R&B, and then the R&B stuff starts to come in after. But I don't know why, and I grew up in an all-white town.
Well, Hey Jude, I mean, that's not,
That's like a lot of people.
but that's not, it's not like it's the Mormon Tabernacle. I mean, there's a lot of soul in that.
But those are my 3 favorite songs. What are yours?
Ooh, you can't do that.
Yes, I can.
Segue.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Off the top of your head.
Okay, Unchained Melody. I'm trying to, I Will Always Love You.
Ooh, great song.
Dolly Parton wrote that.
She did, yes. She was the original singer for that. And she did great. And she's got a very funny interview about that song.
Yeah.
And Whitney Houston covering it. This girl was trying to come for her, and she came back 10 times harder. It was great. Anyway, I'll tell you in a minute. But
Got one more to pick. Just
Okay.
off the top of your all right, when you're feeling sad, what's the sad song?
it depends on what kind of sad.
Okay, for me was
I Can Make You Love Me. Like, I like that song. Bonnie Raitt. We were talking about her earlier.
okay.
I love 80s like power ballads, which is so funny because it wasn't really my time, but I love them. I'm so random. I really love The Little Mermaid.
But
I
it
love
doesn't matter.
Disney
It's
music.
good.
I love Broadway music. I love R&B music. It just really depends on what my mood is. I change all the time with what I listen to and what I like.
Lamor?
3 favorite songs, I would have to say PYT, Michael Jackson.
That's a good one.
I love that song. Where I Want to Be, Donnell Jones. I sung that in the talent show. And for the third, I used to listen to a lot of Lauryn Hill. I love
Lauryn Hill.
Which
one?
Scion.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah, and at the time, I didn't understand what the song meant. I just loved her vocals.
Isn't that so funny?
And now that I listen to it today, I'm like, oh, this is a really deep song.
Over time.
Yo,
Yes.
That whole album was so deep,
Miseducation.
and you just didn't listen to any of the lyrics,
Right.
but you
Her
sang it
voice
because
was just
you
so
listened to the vocals.
captivating. It just
She commands you. She does, and her lyrics were
Sarah,
great.
is this hard for you?
Well, again, it's not. Yeah, you can't do 3. But let's see, 3 right now. What's coming? Okay, let's see here. Thunder Road, Bruce
Okay.
Springsteen. I used to play that sometimes. Which he's very cinematic, by the way, with
Yes.
his writing and performance. And I think he wrote a lot of that stuff around that time, around Born to Run time, when he was watching all the old John Ford Westerns.
And I'll tell you a great documentary after your next 2 songs.
And then, what is that Leon Russell song that "When My Life Was Over"? Donny Hathaway did it. Remember when we were together, we were alone, and I was singing this song for you. Is it Song for You? I love that one, and I play that when I'm happy and when I'm sad. And
Is there a song that you just want to get up and dance to that just gets you up right away?
God, yeah, shoot. This is embarrassing. You're So Beautiful from Empire, from the first season of Empire.
I don't. Wait, how does it go?
So, you're so beautiful. Dun-dun, dun-dun, give the world a show.
I actually really don't know
Up,
that.
down, up, down, up, down. Oh, God. I'm beyond
All right,
embarrassed at
Victoria,
this
give your
point.
website.
Yeah.
How can people see you?
Sorry, that's funny.
Yeah, it just happened.
Okay, www.victoriaplumber.net. Oh, all my handles?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm bad at this too. Instagram at I'm Victoria Plumber, Facebook Victoria Renee Music, YouTube Victoria Renee Music, Twitter Victoria R Music.
Lamor?
I'm gonna just say everything. Just Lamor Compton. You Google me, everything will pop up.
Any-
And it's not
unique name.
Lamar, because everyone always confuses it with
And I was saying
Lamar.
that for the longest time,
Yeah,
too.
Lamar, but it's Lamor. So it's just everyone think of like a.
Cherry Lamor.
There you go. So like love in Spanish, just put an L on that, and there you go.
Oh, there you go.
And my real last name is Compton, by the way, because everyone's like, "Oh, you're from Compton? Oh, there's a lot of artists from Compton." No, that's my real last name.
Not a stage name.
And he's got to say it with his eyes closed.
Sarah?
Everything is Sarah Dashew. Sarah with an H. Dashew is Dashew.
Has anybody seen The Defiant Ones on HBO?
Yo.
Is that a great documentary?
So
Do you know about
good.
this yet?
I know about it. I've seen the first 10 minutes of the first episode.
You
I have
gotta
to-
watch
I heard
it.
about
watch
it. I haven't seen it
yeah.
yet, but I've heard great things.
I
about
mean, I want to watch it like 4 times again.
I actually did watch it 4 times.
Did you?
It's on HBO. It's called The Defiant Ones, Dr. Dre, Jimmy Iovine.
Jimmy Iovine, yeah.
The good thing about this is I was watching a Tom Petty. I love Tom Petty.
I love
Oh,
Tom
yeah.
Petty.
And how he wrote the song with Stevie Nicks comes in. Well,
Yeah.
that song was actually Jimmy telling Tom to
Yeah.
give that song to Stevie Nicks.
It was a throwaway. He was shelving it. He was like, I don't know what I'm
But
going to do with
going
this song.
back to that, he also did the same thing for Bruce Springsteen.
Well, I was going to say Bruce Springsteen
You haven't
had
gotten to that
Because
part
of the
yet.
Night. Because the Night, it was a throwaway, and it was so my mentor for years and years was Chuck Plotkin, who produced Bruce Springsteen and helped bring Jimmy Iovine up, and
I want to get Jimmy on here.
Bruce was playing a bunch of new songs they had, and Because the Night was just like and they were like, whoa,
Patty Smith.
Patty needs this.
Yep.
And then I guess she contributed a verse, or
Uh-huh.
'cause she's a co-writer.
He gave the
So.
tape to her, and he kept
Yeah.
saying, "This will be good for you." And Bruce didn't want to do it, and it becomes a hit.
But have you heard him do it? Because he does it beautifully.
He does actually.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: as songwriters, have you written a song for someone else that it's
That's taken off.
yes?
Nope.
Now this is hard to give up, isn't it? Because it's hard to write
Right.
a hit song or a hit song. I would know
If
because
I
I don't
like
do that.
it that much, I'm like selfish and that's mine. Because
Mm-hmm.
I usually, if you're gonna write a song, it's usually a little bit personal. You know, sometimes you have those throwaways where they're like, "This is very general," and it's But if you're gonna do it, then do it. And at that point, I'm like, this makes sense for me. I don't know who else this would work for.
Let me tell you, the happiest people I ever met. I went to ABSCUP Awards. It was the year that Janet Jackson had DeFosco on at the Super Bowl. So Janet was there, Neil Young was there, and I'm like, okay, how can I get Neil Young, Janet, and who was she going out with? Jermaine Dupri at that point. I got 2 out of the 3, and I was like,
Was it Jermaine and Neil? Because for some
No.
reason, I just feel like that would be an awesome
No.
odd couple kind of.
I got Jermaine. I got Neil in the corner just briefly, and then Sheryl Crow was walking out, and then I think she didn't see me, and I was asking a question, and I don't know if I was speaking loud enough, and I missed her, but I got everybody wanted. The happiest people I've ever met was songwriters, ever. They was all smiling, and I'm
Yeah.
like, you wouldn't recognize them, but you don't know me, but you know my songs. Every one of them said that. It was the one of the most
Interesting.
things. The fun
Because they
things
don't have to
I've
deal with
ever-
all the extra.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they write the song, they get their money, and they sit back and relax.
I always
But-
used to feel really proprietary about my songs, and it's only been in the last year or two that I've even become open to the idea of other people recording them, and now I'm wide open. Somebody wants to do it, amen. Because anybody can take a take on something. Anything. Can
Is that
speak
more
to you.
maturity
That's
level
true.
though now?
I don't know if it is or not. It might just be me shifting.
Okay.
But yeah, we could call it that. I'm a late bloomer. It's
Me
taken me
too.
a while to grow
I've
up.
done a lot of like demos for like that other huge writers would do, and they needed a vocalist to submit to. But as far as, and I would write like the melody, but as far as like writing a song, like the lyrics, the melody, the whole thing, I mean, a lot of times when you hear the artist that the song went to and you hear the person who wrote it initially, sometimes they do it better because it's theirs, it's internalized, it's came from. I mean, Sia is just a prime example of that. I mean, she's got songs everywhere, but sometimes she'll do them herself, and you're just like, that's what the song's supposed to sound like.
Yeah.
You know, not that somebody else did it wrong. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just a different thing when it comes from you.
Well, here's the one. You were talking about Dolly Parton before. Now, there's a great doc, August 26th on Showtime, the Whitney Houston, I Am Who I Am. I believe that's the title. Oh, no, Let Me Be Me. It talks about how she grew up, how she started in the church with the family and everything like that. That song, her going on tour and meeting Bobby Brown, very, very interesting, very, very good doc. Yeah, really, really good. You talk about Dolly Parton writing that song. How huge that song came with the Bodyguard.
It was a huge song.
You know how
and that's
much
what
money
I was
she
gonna-
made? Oh my God.
That was my point. I was going to say this
Wait,
when I was talking earlier.
Dolly Parton?
Wrote I Will Always Love You.
What?
And performed I Will
Why
Always
did
Love
I
You.
not know this?
Amazing song.
She's incredible. Well, that's the point. So this interviewer was interviewing Dolly Parton, and she goes, kind of trying to get a rise out of her a little bit. And was like, how does it make you feel to know that Whitney Houston made I Will Always Love You way bigger than you ever did? And she was like, fine, because I get a check every quarter.
Absolutely.
You know, and then she goes, well, how does it make you feel that people think that you're a dumb blonde? And
Why
she
would
was
you-
like, well, I feel fine because I know that I'm not dumb and I'm certainly not blonde.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
She's the best. She was not even concerned in any way. She's just like, it is what she's very confident in herself and who she is as an artist, and I really respect that.
That's a weird follow-up question, though.
It is. I'm not sure they were
Doesn't
back
even
to
make
back.
sense. Like,
How do you
what?
feel
weren't
about
back to back.
scoring music? Would you guys ever score music?
Yeah, I mean, I've written songs for films.
Have you?
Before, and I've written, and I have written tracks without lyrics, all indie stuff.
And I'll tell you why. Because Danny Elfman is one of my favorite composers. I love
Yeah.
Danny. I have 2 Oingo Boingo songs that I love. And who knew he would have went on to make this career scoring films?
Wait a minute. Danny Elfman was in Oingo Boingo?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. That's where he came from.
Oh my God, I never knew that.
Uh-huh.
What's Oingo Boingo?
Oh my
Oingo
God, you're
Boingo.
so young.
Yeah, I'm a baby.
Oingo
Okay.
Boingo, Dead Man's Party.
I'm
It's
over here
a
like,
Dead Man's Party. Who could ask for more?
Yeah.
Everybody's coming, leave your bar.
It sounds good.
And then there's a great song called Stay.
1980s.
Oh, okay.
There's
Yeah.
a great song called what?
It's called Stay by Oingo Boingo, which is great. But yeah, he went on to score. It's just like Trent Reznor going on to score.
Yeah.
I love Hans Zimmerman. Again, this is where something where you guys could segue in because you never know. And so when I'm watching these films around the world, we are looking for that great female director or score or things like that.
Well, scoring and writing songs for movies are not the same thing at all. So it's, you know what I mean? It's like
that
there's
true?
the scoring.
'Cause I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's well, you need to be able to write music. So you need to be able to compose.
You have to
and
actually
need to be
compose.
able
You have to write by
to-
hand. You know.
to create the music that's going to go with the scenes,
'Cause
as
I've-
opposed to
yeah,
just a
right.
song
Mhm.
that may or may not underscore a mood or
Right.
credits or a scene.
You were
Right.
talking about Disney stuff. Do you have a favorite music with it? Just the score just blows you away.
Everything Alan Menken has ever done, he is my
Absolutely.
absolute idol, and I just, if I ever did anything or even just met Alan Menken, I would die a happy human.
Okay, I'll remember that. I'll let you know.
Disney song?
No, just
I thought it was going down the list.
you are not a Disney person as far as I know.
Oh,
You don't even know
I do.
Hercules songs?
I like the Lion
I
King.
can go the distance. You don't know that one?
Well, no, it can be any movie with that just score that blows you away.
Oh, okay.
Or even a TV show.
I like cartoons, so I do watch a lot of
Okay.
Disney movies. You know, and now having my daughter too.
Yeah, you're stuck in watching all that stuff repeatedly.
But I like cartoons. You know why? Because it takes you away from what's
Absolutely.
going on in the world sometimes.
Yep.
So everyone, You ever notice like angry people, they don't like cartoons? It's like, go watch a cartoon. And
That's true. That's
Think
true.
about
Have
it,
you ever
like, you
noticed
know?
how violent cartoons, at least when I was a kid, I mean, Tom and Jerry, that was like pure murder. The coyote,
Yeah,
I mean, he's always
the older that we get,
exploding
we
and-
see, we're like, oh.
I like it.
But
Yeah.
when
I
you were
don't
younger,
care.
you're like,
Yeah.
ha, he never
Oh my
catches
gosh,
you.
it's hunting season.
Yeah.
He's trying to kill our favorite
Right.
character. You know? But we didn't think of it as a bad thing for
That's
some
funny.
reason.
Sarah, you have one?
God, did you ever see the movie The Proposition?
Yes.
Nick Cave.
Uh-huh.
Nick Cave. He's very cool. Really, really cool. Really interesting score, and I feel like it was the first one to do something like that. It was before Whiplash and before
Oh,
what was
wow.
that really annoying movie that won all the Oscars? So
Which one?
You can't accuse me of not having an opinion. Yeah, Birdman.
Oh, okay. All right.
Atonement. Atonement
Oh,
had
really?
a really interesting percussive score, and I felt like that was the first time. Do you remember that movie?
I do. Yeah.
It went along the lines of the typewriter writing, and then it
Yep.
just became this very percussive background. I thought it was great in terms of the mystery and the suspense of the.
Last go around real quickly. Favorite artist and why? Who just did it for you? Any idea? For me, I would say Prince because he played so many instruments, and he wrote great songs for other people.
Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Just he's everything. I mean, he could sing, he could dance, he was interesting. He was one of the last superstars, in my opinion.
More?
I don't mean to be repetitive, but yeah, I was going to say Michael Jackson too. I don't know. It's just an energy that I personally feel when I hear his music. And I know when I was a kid, I used to wake up at this one VHS tape with his performances. I would get up every morning and watch the video. I had this fireman hat because I didn't have an actual Michael Jackson hat. And I danced and like moonwalk around the living room with the hat and imitate his moves and stuff like that. But
I would
yeah.
try to moonwalk, but I was really just
Yeah.
walking backwards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Me too.
But yeah, I would have to say Michael Jackson.
Sarah?
For me.
Yeah. It's not a fair question. It's really not. You can't. I mean. All right. In terms of just the amazing voice and heartache and putting it all out there, I'm going to say Janis Joplin.
Okay.
Janis
Good
Joplin's
choice.
incredible, yeah.
Good
Yeah.
choice. Social media again, one last time.
Instagram, I'm Victoria Plummer. YouTube, Victoria Renee Music. Twitter, Victoria R Music. Facebook, Victoria Renee Music.
Lamor?
Instagram, Lamor Compton. Twitter, Lamor Compton. Spotify, Lamor Compton. Pandora, Lamor Radio. Vivo, Lamor Compton. Everything.
And you got to mention these things.
Yeah.
Sarah?
Same. I'm Lamor Compton. But when I'm not him, I'm Sarah Dashew. It's Sarah with an H, and Dashew is like cashew with a D. YouTube is Sarah Dashew. Facebook is Sarah Dashew Music. Instagram is Sarah Dashew. Twitter is Sarah Dashew.
And where are you going to be Thursday?
Thursday, I'm going to be at Ireland's 32 right here in the Valley in beautiful downtown
Van
Nuys, Los Angeles.
And I'm going to be there.
1.
I'm going to come see her. I'm going to come
Nice.
see her because she's a great
Hell of a
performer.
show.
The band is really, really good. Where are you
Thanks for
going
that.
next?
My next show, or
Yep.
well, we're in the works for that right now. I may be at OHM pretty soon. That's in Hollywood. It's like a club in Hollywood. So, but nothing's set on the table yet. But like I said, everything's in the works. I just been really focused on the promotion right now for my new project. Oh yeah, let me plug myself right quick.
Go ahead.
I got my new project I just released. It's called Love You, Love You Not, and my single Vibes is out right now. So go check it out. It's good music, dope music. You're gonna.
And
love
as
it.
he was saying on social media, if you Google me, you'll find me,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Easy peasy.
Victoria, getting ready. Tell your tour again.
I'm going to Memphis. My first show is September 30th, and I'm going to Graceland, and then I'm going to Nashville, and then back to LA.
And I'm Brian Sebastian, Movie Reviews and More. You can find me on youtube.com/movie reviews, the letter N more. That's really, really important. And I never used to ask people to subscribe because I was not into doing all this stuff on social media. But now we have to ask people to subscribe. And go and look up all their stuff. Buy their CDs, whatever they call it, CDs. I still call it CDs.
Give me your
But find
money.
their platforms. Go and support the artist, right?
Give
You
thanks.
guys
Yes.
work
Yes.
really, really hard.
Yes.
And also,
we work.
well, you work. That's true. they do work. I don't know about Sarah, but yeah. And your band. The name of your band. One more time.
Sarah Dashew.
Yes.
Oh, I
Sarah
don't give them
Dashew.
any credit. It's all
I
me.
know you don't. I know you don't. And I got to thank my latest sponsor coming up, the treesisters.org. It's all about the environment. So we're going to talk about them more next week coming up. That's Brian Sebastian. We will see you next time. If you see someone without a smile, please give them one of yours. We'll see you next week.
Save the trees.
Exactly.
All right.
You're listening to Movie Reviews and More with Brian Sebastian, only on LA Talk Radio.